Hey, what's good, everyone? It's Sal Post. How you doing? And welcome to another episode of Unfiltered. We are here live with Ben. We jamming. Ben G, what's going on?
Not a lot, mate. Not a lot. How are you?
I'm good, pal. Good, mate. I hope everything's all well. Thought we'd come on the stream today. It's the second episode of Unfiltered, part 2. We want you all to get involved in this. We want you all to have your opinions because obviously your opinions matter. And we're going to be running through.
It's going to be interesting, this is. It's going to be very interesting what people think.
Very interesting. Lots of different opinions about players. We have Player FC. We have
one thing I'll say is everyone's opinion on this show is completely respected. It's not downplayed or anything like that. We'll always respect your opinion, no matter what. So just remember that.
And that's what it's about. We get the people involved as well. That's what we do on the show. And that's what it's all about. We're all United fans at the end of the day, on the same boat to the same destination at the end of the day. So that's what it's all about. Now we're going to start, right? That time when Sir Alex Ferguson left the club, we couldn't envision the journey that we've been on. We've been on a hell of a ride. And since then, didn't think it would be like this. I mean, but that's the beauty of Man United. At the end of the day, things are never simple. So we had David Moyes. He took charge. And he signed a guy named Marouane Fellaini for 27.5 million. David Moyes obviously wanted a couple of more players in, namely Tony Cruz, and Gareth Bale. Yeah, Leighton Baines. But never got anybody.
No, you forgot Cesc Fabregas.
Cesc Fabregas as well, yeah.
Thiago,
can you imagine?
As well. Thiago as well was close to signing for United.
There you go, mate. And can you imagine we signed those players? What difference it would have made? Added to video.
Listen. I'm sorry, but they were never going to sign for David Moyes.
Yeah. Do you think that's just word? That's just all talk, isn't it? Especially the Bale one. I think was a bit talk. To be honest with you, Fabregas.
To be honest,
I don't know. Maybe.
My honest opinion: if Alex Ferguson had stayed on one more season, then players would have signed for Man United.
I think so as well.
Simple as that.
Even if a better manager came, even a Jose Mourinho came in there, and with someone with a bit of respect,
I absolutely agree. Or even if he'd have spoke to Pep before he joined Bayern Munich, I think there's a lot of how people think about this and people's opinion on how Fergie left it and what Fergie did with Moyes. There's a lot of people saying he did it because he wanted to, have a bigger legacy and say, look, this is how good I was. There's a lot of he really believed in him and he really did think he was going to do the job because he had a fucking team of champions. Sorry for swearing. But he had a team of champions and he probably thought he could, progress with them. But clearly, we all know that the stories of training, first day of training and stuff like that with Vidic and Rio and things like that. I mean, if you're going to do that and getting rid of the backroom staff who knew the players inside out, it was always
kind of lost Ben there a bit. Kind of lost him a little bit. But we're going with the first player, with who is Marouane Fellaini. Marouane Fellaini was the first signing, and David Moyes. Yeah, sorry, we lost you there for a second, Ben.
Yo, do you know what it is? I'll tell you what it is. Yeah, I've had a Virgin Media engineer out today, and he's changed my Wi-Fi over, and he's done all my dud because there was something wrong with the box outside, which I've been telling him for no word of a lie 2 years. I've been telling him, so it's been fixed. So it's changed over. So it's all good because I'm just on my 5G, so it's all good. So don't worry about it, people. We're still going to keep rolling.
It's all blessed, man. This is what we do.
So anyway, Fellaini, Marouane Fellaini. Oh, what a character! That was it. 2000 was it the first season he came at Etihad where he got sent off?
Which one was it when he first came in?
Yeah, was it that first season he got sent off at the Etihad?
I don't think so. I think it was like his second season. I don't think we played. I think he didn't get. I'm not sure he got sent off in his first season. I think it was second or third season. I'm not sure, but he definitely did get sent off for United a couple of times. I
He
do know
definitely
that.
got sent off in the Manchester derby at the Etihad. I know that. But he also was man of the match in a Manchester derby at Old Trafford under Louis van Gaal. The thing with Fellaini, it was unbelievable that Moyes didn't use him to his strengths of what he did at Everton. Right, you saw what he did with Everton. You saw when City won the league and we
Everton
played
4-4.
Everton at Old Trafford. And did Fellaini come on? I think he did, didn't he?
Yeah, he came on and he absolutely
He
caused us
came on
havoc.
and oh my God, he absolutely, and this is what I mean. He didn't use him to them strengths. And he got a lot of negative impact on social media. I mean, I remember me sitting, I was doing an outside in Buxton with my dad, and I remember sitting there looking at Twitter, Man United side, Marouane Fellaini, and I literally threw my phone on the floor and was like, this is a joke. How the hell can a club of this size go to a player like that? And that wasn't disrespecting Marouane Fellaini as a player, because as a player at Everton, he was a menace, right? But at a club like Man United, it's another step. It's not just another step. It's another 5 steps. From no disrespect to Everton, but Everton are nowhere near Man United and never will be. Yeah. And it's the pressure of being at Man United and playing in front of, 75,000 people every other week or every 2 days in a week, And I think Louis van Gaal, to be honest, gave him a lot more confidence. I think when Louis van Gaal came, he sort of changed him and he sort of transformed him, because he made him into that focused player, that focal player that you've only got to look at that match against Man City. Fellaini destroyed City's back four in that, was it 2014-15 season? Where are you?
We're back. Was it 2000 and?
What you say?
Sorry, you said, was it 2000 when Fellaini destroyed Man City's defence? Was it like 2014? Can you hear me?
Yeah, just hold on. What?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Let's just go through this. Big up Danny B, big up Sniper Man. Thank you for joining us. Volvo, do we get Here We Go soon? We hope so. We need signings in the door. Obviously, there's Delict, there's Mazaruri going on as well. So we hope that anytime soon there could be a Here We Go. Don't be surprised if we get a late Here We Go. You never know. It could happen. We need signings desperately. But let's go back.
We need signings this week. It's a be all and end all, but it isn't about now. It's about,
Fulham.
No, I want about what we're on about, not about.
Oh, now. Yes. Yeah, no, we're on about Fellaini destroying Manchester City in that game. He'd absolutely destroyed
14-15 season, weren't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only got Bastian Schweinsteiger. Anyway, so Juan matter. But Fellaini,
so the next one I'm going to go to.
Sorry. So Marouane Fellaini.
Juan Mata.
Hold on.
And then
but we didn't rate Fellaini. So we've got to rate Fellaini. So Fellaini for me.
Let's firstly 177 appearances, 22 goals.
Midfielder, not bad.
And he played in various positions, didn't he, as well?
Yeah. And he got us to an FA Cup final as well by scoring against Everton. Don't forget that. Yeah, he was decent for us, but he's not a Man United player, but he was decent. So I'd probably say 50-50 on it.
50-50, so we're undecided.
Yeah.
He's a good bench option. He's good. Someone that's good to have on the bench. Someone you can bring on. Do you know what I mean? Someone who can get you a goal, throw him up front. So he just weren't quite Man United level. He's a good Everton player.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a good Everton player. That was it.
So to one of my in post-Fergie era, to one of my favourite players for Man United since he left, Juan Mata.
Man, Juan Mata. Now, look,
Now,
this is arguably like we're going to bring it in early, and it has come early. It's only second signing after Alex Ferguson. But he probably was up there. He's up there.
Oh, we forgot Zaha, but obviously Zaha didn't really make an appearance for Man United, so it's really
No, and he
void.
was signed under Ferguson before.
Yeah, so that's fair enough. So Juan Mata. Now, this transfer excited me because I loved him at Chelsea.
Oh, we lost him again. We lost our man again. There we go. We're back. He's back. He's back. He's back.
I loved Juan Mata. Oh my God, did I love Juan Mata? Oh, when he came to Man United in 2014, I honestly thought when he came in 2014 we were going to make top four. I really, really did. I thought we was going to play him in the right position. I thought we was going to play to his strengths, how Chelsea did, and we didn't. We played him on the.
I think I went to
right.
I think I went to Juan Mata's first game for Man United, and it was against Stoke. I was actually at Stoke that day, and I think it was his debut. He played all right. He weren't that bad, but I do believe 37.1 million at the time. It was a lot of money, but 265 appearances, 50 goals, mate.
I loved him. I thought he was such a clever technical player, and I will stand by this. No manager who he played under at Man United played him to his strengths, played him in his preferred position.
I agree. Number 10.
No one did. And obviously, when Bruno came under Oli, it was never going to happen. But for me, he still played well in that right. He still played a proper professional, and he was just. He was so good on the ball. Like, it was just, it's hard to explain. He was just like, he knew where he was going to go. He knew when a player passed to another player, by the time that player got the ball, he knew by the time he got that ball, he knew what he was going to do already. And he knew he wanted to create, especially when he was like 35 yards away from goal. He wanted to create. He wanted to cause trouble in the opposition goal. You don't get many players like that now. You really don't. Yeah, because it's all system-based play. And Juan wanted to cause havoc. And I always think he should have been played in his preferred position. Could you imagine him behind Ibrahimovic in the 16-17 season? Ibrahimovic would have got 5-10 more goals.
100%.
I'm not even exaggerating, because Juan Mata was that kind of player.
He was.
He was.
And he's a great guy as well. He was a good guy. He's a good person.
He's a beautiful guy. He's a beautiful guy, mate. Everything he does is beautiful. He smiles beautifully. His hair's beautiful. I envy over his beard. He's such a gracious person. And he was such a gracious footballer in my eyes. He really was. I loved him when he came to Man United. So for me, I would go 70-30. 75-25.
One of the best, mate. And it was only our second, really, wasn't it? It was only our second. We wasted money until we had to go. Yeah, we did waste a lot of money, mate. And we're going to go through that right now in regards to that. Now, we're going to be going down to the LVG days. Now, this is where it gets a little bit interesting, because David Moyes didn't get much of an opportunity in regards to signings, but LVG did get a lot of signings in there. Now, we're going to talk about first Radamel Falcao. I was really excited when we signed Radamel Falcao for a free transfer. And it did come up to 16 million, that free transfer, by the way. It was expensive. But I was really excited because I saw him for Atletico Madrid, and I thought this guy's a cooler.
Do you ever remember him against Chelsea in the European Super Cup?
Hat-trick, wasn't it?
Yeah, and he scored that lob for his hat-trick.
Yeah. He lobbed him like that finish.
2012, that were 2012. Oh, honestly, that was because that was unbelievable. That chip. And he was a top player, but it was his knee injury, and I always thought it's a bad idea because he's just come back from his knee injury, and you don't recover from things like that. Even in this day and age, you don't really recover. You
You don't,
don't. So
especially that type, innit?
no,
And the knee.
and I felt sorry for him as well because he was getting in the right positions, and he should have scored on so many times, and even the commentators were feeling sorry for him at one point because nothing fell for him. And then that time when he scored, who was it he scored against? Was it Everton?
It's one of
No.
those teams, but what I do remember is that the first game against Leicester, he absolutely tore Leicester apart, and I was like,
Yeah.
he was absolutely incredible that day, and we just tore them apart with the skill and the attacking football.
I'm not even joking, mate. That game, how we lost that game. But I think that is when you started seeing the mentality creeping in to what is now.
Mm.
Do you see where I'm coming from? Because how many
Yes.
times have we seen Man United go 2-0 up and then all of a sudden, shit, sort of thing?
2-0 up, we lost 5-3, didn't we? Was it? So,
No, but what I'm saying is, even now, like that mentality
it's to this day,
creeps in
yeah.
from season to season.
It's to this day. We still, I don't know what it is. It's like a hoodoo, like some sort of a curse that we've got from back in them days that we've carried on all the way to this day. Because even now, when we're 3-0 up, when we're 3-0 up, when we're 2-0 up, we seem to concede goals. We know that we're never safe anymore, not like before. And it has come back from then. Losing that game against Leicester in particular, I'll bring up the Leicester game because I was at work that day, I remember, and I was looking at the score, I said 2-0, Di Maria, Falcao, look at that. We're going to, yeah. So at the end of the day, can you hear me, mate? Yeah, so anyway, I was talking about that Leicester game. Brilliant game. It was 5-3, and I thought, you know what, we're going to go on a run. We're going to go on a run. We're going to smash this league title, etc. So at the end of the day, when I was watching that Leicester game, then I saw the score afterwards. I didn't see the score to the end. I couldn't believe it. I thought the guy was joking when he said you lost 5-3.
Yeah,
Said,
it was madness. I remember watching that game. I remember watching that game, right? And I remember 90 minutes, like just literally, because I remember watching it with my best mate, who's a Liverpool fan, right? Probably going to get penalties for this because my best mate's a Liverpool fan, but you know what? I don't care, right? And he just sat there and he looked at me and he had his beer in his hand his beer in his hand and his other hand on his hip and his head shuffling away to him and he's going, "You are shite." And I was like, all that talent on that pitch and that happens. And I think that's when we started realising that there was more to what was going on at Man United than what, the murmurs that were coming out even under Ferguson. You'll remember 2009 when we sold Ronaldo, and we weren't buying players with the money that we had, and there were murmurs coming out, about the club's not being run properly, and I think that's when it started seeping out. It started seeping out when Ronaldo got sold because we obviously bought Obertan, Owen, and who else did we buy? Valencia. Yeah, that's when it started seeping.
Obertan.
Yeah. And that's when it started seeping out. And that was the problem. And then all of a sudden, you started seeing it. And then, you got Wan-Bissaka and people like, not Wan-Bissaka, you got Schweinsteiger, good player, but came too old in his day. He was injured all the time. Enough said on him, really, because he didn't play enough games to make
in regards to Schweinsteiger, obviously he was a great player, played against us a couple of years before.
Unbelievable player. He was one of my favourite
6.5 million, 18 appearances.
Yeah,
18
he was one of my
favourite. One goal.
He was one of my favourite. He was one of my favourite players for Bayern Munich. I was there when he scored against. Did he score against Wigan in the FA Cup under Jose?
One of those teams, yeah. He was only scored one.
And he come on as a sub. Can't remember. I don't think he quite did, but anyway, I was there. But I know he come on as a sub under Jose because Jose had not really played him because he didn't rate him. But for me, he was a great player. He was a great passer with the ball. it was basically what Cruz modelled himself off Schweinsteiger. Basically, that happened. People don't want to believe me. Watch how they both play, and you'll understand what I mean. Yeah.
Watch the game between Man United and Bayern Munich 2 years before in the Champions League, and look how Schweinsteiger run that midfield. And I was really excited when we signed Schweinsteiger.
But that's what they model Cruz on.
Yeah, exactly the same.
So he was a great player, a beautiful player, but you can't really judge him because he didn't really do enough. He was a good player when he played, and he didn't put a foot wrong. But if you're going to judge players, you need to be judging them on at least 50 to 60, 70 games for Man United. And he just couldn't do it. And he came too late, in my opinion. He should have come at 25. If he came at 25, you would have never had the Scholes problem. Never. Because you've had Schweinsteiger.
And he loves Man United. That's the thing.
He loves Man United. He loves Man United.
He's always talking about United. He's always talking about that,
And it's but it's because of us fans why he loves Man United. He's always said that.
Yeah.
Because of us.
Yeah. We're loyal.
Exactly. That's Di Maria. No, everyone knows.
No, we're going to look at Memphis Depay. Memphis Depay.
No. Because there's still players that come in that season.
All right, let's go for Angel Di Maria. 59 million, 27 appearances, 3 goals. Good game against Leicester too.
Unlucky with his robbery because obviously his wife and kids were there. His wife hated Manchester. He became a snake when he left. Ashley Young knocked him over in the PSG game. Enough said. He was a rat. There you go. That's my assumption on it.
That's it. It's a failure.
100% failure. Completely.
100%. Yeah, it did start badly for him with the robbery, of course. Obviously, he played in that Leicester game, and I was excited. He got that little lob, against Leicester, and he was a good player, but he's a nemesis now, and nothing was more sweeter than Ashley Young smacking him into the boards on the south stand. Almost broke his...
What was even more sweet was when you could see him wincing in pain.
It was, because there's metal. It was cast iron, that is.
Memphis Depay.
Let's go for Fosu Mensah first. Fosu Mensah. Only 5 years. He was at Man United 5 years. 5 years.
Timothy Mensah.
Fosu Mensah, Timothy, yeah.
He came through the ranks, didn't he?
I don't believe so. I think we signed him. But anyway, he was this. Let's move on to Memphis Depay then. Let's move on. He signed, I think, from PSV, I think, or Feyenoord, one of those things.
Memphis Depay played shite 15-16 season. Got shipped out on loan under... was it on loan or did he get sold to Lyon?
I think we sold him. He's 31 million. We bought him. 33 appearances, 3 goals from midfield, attacking midfield. It was a poor signing, wasn't it? I mean, he had the ability.
Only good game he had was against Basel. I think that says it all, really.
There you go. We've spoken about Schweinsteiger.
And now he thinks he's an NBA player.
Yeah, with the band around his head, exactly. Yeah. He's just overrated, mate. He's a commercial player. He thinks he's Eka Davids. That's what he thinks. Morgan Schneiderlin.
Flop.
25 million, 32 appearances for United, 1 goal.
Flop.
Nothing much to say. Can't remember much about Morgan Schneiderlin, can we?
Don't think he had a good game.
I don't think so. Matteo Darmian. I think he's quite talented, Darmian, and myself.
Under the wrong... got played with injuries a bit, didn't he? Played under the wrong manager under Louis van Gaal. Played all right under Jose, but not United standard.
No, yeah. Fell out of favour of Jose, yeah. He signed for 12.9 plus 2 million in add-ons. Marcus Rojo.
Absolute
16 million, 76 appearances.
Absolute mentalist.
I liked him,
How that guy never got sent off from Man United was quite unbelievable.
It was.
He
I liked it
he
though.
he didn't care. He just wanted to win. He was sort of like the more aggressive Martinez. Martinez is aggressive, but that guy was just a thug on the football pitch, and I loved it. Oh, I think every time he went for I winced when he went for tackles, but I loved it.
Was he a flop? Do you think? So a lot of people think he was a
I
flop. Some
think
people.
I think he was unlucky with injuries more than anything with him. You look at his injury record, Sal. If you bring his injury record now, you see how often he was injured. People they can never find form. They can never get that level of fitness because they're always in, out, in, out, in, out. You need people that are constantly fit and you can build their fitness up. Not go 10 games and then get injured for another 15 games. Do you see where I'm coming from?
Yeah. So would you say he's a flop then? Would you call it?
I'd probably say I'd go 50-50 on him because he was unlucky with injuries. And when he played, he tried doing his best. And, not trying to do his best, but what I mean is he was always going in for tackles. He was always trying to win the game. And that's, to me, I'd say 50-50 for me.
50-50. Now, there's one unsung hero here, and that's Sergio Romero. Sergio Romero obviously had a fantastic season under
best backup keeper we've ever had.
Never moaned at all.
No, brilliant.
Yeah, so he's a success, I think, as a backup keeper.
Definitely.
He's a success. Didn't cost anything. Martial, 290 appearances, 86 goals, 50 million price tag. What can we say? What hasn't been said about Martial? He created the Fifth Player FC, didn't he?
Martial FC are going to hate me. Martial FC are going to hate me. You can't say 3 good seasons out of 9 is a success for a football player. I'm sorry, but you can't. You can't have a player that's been injured. I don't even know what his injury record is or what it add up to. Out of the 9 years he was at United, right, I reckon, what would you say? 2, maybe 3 full seasons he were out. All in all. I'd love to see it. In fact,
290 appearances in 9 years.
There you go.
It's nothing. It's nothing. He should have had over 500.
And if you think about it, you're having 50+ games a season now.
Yeah, 60 under here. 60, 65. Definitely under Jose Mourinho. We went far in competitions, didn't we, as well? So,
yeah,
there was a lot. He had a good start against Liverpool. That goal, obviously, got us a bit giddy.
Unbelievable goal.
And he had a great season
he had a great season that season, to be fair. He was our best player that season.
Yeah, so we're moving on now. But Martial, is he a flop or a success, in your opinion? 50 million at the time was a lot. Flop. Martial's a flop. Martial FC, goodness me, you know who to get. Blind, Daily Blind. 13.8 million, 90 appearances, 4 goals, versatile, left back, left wing back, left centre mid, defensive midfielder, of course. Well, it's a tricky one.
Great at passing, great with his feet. Was instrumental, to be fair, in Jose winning the League Cup and the Europa League, but just wasn't cut out for the Premier League, in my opinion. I think he was a little bit too skinny. I think he didn't like the controversial, the physicality of it. Good player, good with the ball, good with his feet. I didn't enjoy watching him, but for me, I just don't think he was cut out for the Premier League. I don't, personally.
So he would be a flop, wouldn't he? I just don't think he...
No, I don't
He's
think...
a very Van Gaal sort of signing.
He was a Louis Van Gaal, because Louis Van Gaal was trying to use him to play out from the back. And it didn't work, because remember, he was trying to play him in centre-back, weren't he, at the start? And then he got found out, so he couldn't play him at centre-back anymore. So, and then he just got messed about. Under Mourinho after 2017. And he just ended up going back to Ajax, didn't he?
He did, yeah. And he's had a decent career since then, but I would say he's a flop. I don't think he done that well. I think he was all right. He's all right. He's just an average player. But I don't think he lived up to his expectation. 29. What was the fee? 13.8 million, 90 appearances, 4 goals. It's decent for a defender, but I just don't think he was quite there.
I go 60-40 in his favour.
In his favour?
Yeah.
So he's a success.
No, success is 75 and higher, mate.
Okay.
This is
so he was okay then. He was an average signing.
He was okay,
an average signing. Yeah. But now we're going to move it up a little bit. There's the great Herrera, the maestro in midfield. We paid 29 million for him, 132 appearances, 12 goals. He loved the club, didn't he? He did. And he was a good player, to be honest with you. On his day, he was a very good player, tenacious. Wears his heart on his sleeve.
He needed a player. Do you know what he needed? He needed a 25-year-old Schweinsteiger with him. That's what he needed. He could clear up, and then he needed to pass it to someone who knew how to create, who knew how to, dictate play. And he just didn't have that because he was either playing with Fellaini or he was playing with. Who else was he playing with? Schneiderlin. Who was he playing with in 2018?
2018, the midfield wasn't it him? It wasn't. Carrick was gone then. Fletcher was gone then. 2018 was Pogba, wasn't it?
Yeah. It's less said on that, the better.
But you know what? He was Sir Matt Busby Player of the Year. I think 2014, I believe it was.
Mate, class player. Class player. I haven't gone, by the way. Class player. I would put him as a 70%.
So that is a success.
Yeah. Well, a sort of success. That's like winning 100 grand on the lottery.
We did nearly sign him under Alex Ferguson a year before, I remember, and it didn't go through.
No, it was 11-12 season we were going to sign him. So we got knocked out by Bilbao. We got knocked out by. Do you remember was it in the Europa League? Yeah.
They outplayed us. They absolutely swept us off the floor.
Absolutely smashed us.
I couldn't believe it. It was 3-2 at Old Trafford, I think it was. Oh, I remember that game because I wanted to win the Europa League that year, and I thought, Bilbao.
It was never happening that year. That City game when we lost 6-1 completely shattered everything. Firmly believe if they'd not won 6-1 that season, they wouldn't have won the league. I'm telling you now.
So that gave them a huge boost, didn't it?
Yeah, because you could see because we got knocked out of the Champions League in the group stages. Then we got knocked out. Was it in the quarterfinals by Bilbao? Because didn't we beat Ajax and then get knocked out by Bilbao?
Yeah, it was. And I think we
shouldn't have beat that, and we shouldn't have beat Ajax either. We were lucky to beat Ajax.
But that's testament to what Alex Ferguson was in the last few years. We weren't playing great football. It's a myth. The last few years, we were just getting results. We were just going through the motions. We were getting results. And when we won the league in 2013, we weren't playing well.
You look at the first half of that season, and you got to look at how many times we came from behind. That will show you that was to do with tenacity, attitude, that willing spirit, and the will to defeat your opponent on a football pitch. That's what that was, yeah? That wasn't playing good football. That wasn't playing, like you've seen in the past with United teams or even Arsene Wenger's team or even a Jose Mourinho side. They played good football in 2004 and 5 and people can't deny it because look at what they did in the league. It was never that level of football, but he knew because he had that winning mentality, he knew he'd do it. He knew he could get over the line. And when he brought them, he knew when I know that we're going off topic here. I'm sorry, we're digressing here. I do apologise. But I'm just going to make this quick. When United beat City to the signing of Robin van Persie in 2012, that was the day we won the league. That was the day I put on my very first Twitter account. I'm on my 15th or 16th now, by the way. I put on Man United. When we could sign Robin van Persie, I put Man United will win the league. And I said that. I wish I had my first account because I could retweet that fucker and you could see it all. Sorry for swearing, but yeah, I'm excited. But yeah, that's what it was. Now, go back to now. Do you know what? I think we need to do a part 2 of this, you know. Because we might
carry on.
I think we need to because there's a hell of a lot of players we've not gone through here.
Anyway, let's move on anyway. Luke Shaw, 30 million, world record fee for a defender for a teenager at that time. Very highly rated until that big injury against PSV. I know.
See, this is a hard one. This is such a hard one. Oh my god! A lot of people call him a flop because of his injury record, but I understand that, right? I really do, and I get that, and I get people's gripe with that, right? But people have got to understand one thing, yeah. When Luke Shaw is fit, he never drops a 7 out of 10.
He doesn't. I said he's world class on his day.
Look, if you want to argue with me, go find my Twitter account. Sal will share. Sal's got it on his advertisement for this show. If you want to argue with me. But I can tell you now, he's never dropped a 7 out of 10 when he's played for Man United. Fair enough, in his first season, he really did struggle. Yeah. He did struggle. And then when he came back the second season, he was on fire until he broke his leg. Just remember that. When he broke his leg,
he was our best player.
And obviously, yeah, he was. And he shattered his leg and then he came back. Was it the end of... When did he come back? Was it halfway through Jose's first season?
The wrong time to come in as well. It wasn't a good time to come in.
Was it around October, November he came? And then
he was out for about 8 months.
No, he was out for longer than that, mate. He was out for nearly a year.
Yeah, it was about 8.
He did it in September, and he was out for a year.
Yeah, it was against PSV in the Champions League, wasn't it? And then we ended up
losing.
And people don't realise there was rumours he almost had to have his leg amputated.
Yeah. And he was nearly that close to having his leg amputated, as by the way. People forget that. If anyone wants to go look at Luke Shaw's scar, go look at it on the internet and you'll see that he's got a massive divot in his leg and he still plays. And do you know what? Like even for United, on that left side, the way he plays and the way he passes, if he stayed fit, he would seriously. If he stayed fit, season out, he would be the best left back in the Premier League now. 100%. You can argue with me all you want, yeah. Go prove me wrong that he wouldn't be. I'm telling you now because
who's better? Who on his prime is better than him? Who? There's no one better. There's no one you could say left back in England who's better than Luke Shaw on his peak.
Scouts will say Andy Robinson.
Nah, not for me. I think Luke Shaw is more of a technical baller than Robinson. Robinson can cross a good ball. That's it. He can cross a good ball. But
while we're on the live stream with me, you don't use the word baller. You know I hate that phrase. You know damn well my phrases that I don't like these days. You see my tweets, yes, and don't you dare antagonize me, Sal. Yeah, because you want to get down with the kids.
Mate, I used it first. It came from me first, mate.
Whatever.
I invented the word baller.
Whatever.
Now I'm going to move on from Luke Shaw. I would say Luke Shaw is a success due to the mitigating circumstances, what he had to deal with in his career. And he's one of 2 England players who scored in the final since 1966 World Cup. You know, so I think he was a success. If you add up 30 million, right? 30 million.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
And to now,
for me,
left-sided centre back, left back last season.
Yeah, because under Eric Ten Hag's first season, He was one of our best players. And then he got injured last season. I don't even, what happened to him last season?
He got injured. He was injured. He was back in the team. He helped us a lot last season.
No. What I mean is how did he get injured last season?
He came off against Bournemouth, wasn't it? He came back against Bournemouth and he limped off. It was an injury. It wasn't a challenge or anything like that. It was just a muscle injury. So
didn't he come off against didn't he come off against Everton as well?
He probably did. He had a few injuries last season. Yeah, last season was a terrible season for him. But the season before, he had a good season, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And the thing is, people's careers get defined by how long you're out for and how many injuries you've had. Yeah. And I'll give everyone a prime example on this, right? Robert Perez at Arsenal, yeah? Oh, my God. If no one's old enough to who doesn't know who Robert Perez is or ever watched him, go watch him on YouTube. That guy was a genius for Arsenal. I was absolutely gutted when Arsenal signed this player. I am not kidding you. Yeah, because I knew what they were getting out of him. But I think he got injured and then he came back and then something happened to him because he was getting knocked about and he wasn't enjoying football in the Premier League. And I think it was obviously Wenger told him stuff like that. And he ended up, that 2003-04 season for Arsenal, I am not joking, he was the best French player in the world. And I am not exaggerating either. He was that good that season.
And we should have been on that, though.
And I know Thierry, hold on, and people will say, well, Thierry Henry did this, and this. Thierry Henry wouldn't have done nothing without Robert Perez. Just remember that.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
And we should have signed him because we played against him against Marseille.
All I'm going to say is, right, a good striker, yeah, a world-class striker is not a world-class striker without a world-class provider. You've got to look at Van Nistelrooy with Beckham. You've got to look at, players in that ilk. You've got to look at Ronaldo when he was at Inter Milan, and his providers there. I can't remember who he played with there now.
But you got to look at even Ronaldo, CR7 with Rooney, and Tevez and players like that.
Exactly.
Gary Neville with Beckham.
No striker is better than its provider. Trust me. Look at Ozil. Look at example Ozil with Ronaldo.
There you go. They were at Real Madrid. They were monsters at Real Madrid, both of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So we're going to move on now to.
We need to read some comments here. So you need to.
Let me read some of these comments. Exactly. So we got Prime Falcao was deadly.
I've not got my glasses on, mate. I can't wear my glasses.
Right. I'll read the first one. Prime Falcao was deadly. Falcao was a loan signing. Falcao was a loan signing, but we paid 16 million for him. A lot of money.
It was terrible.
It was a terrible bit of business. We have wasted money in 2007. We had Kagawa, Rooney, on Mata, and such a waste.
Oh, yeah.
Kagawa was Alex.
Oh, what a player. I felt sorry for Kagawa. I really did. Because he was the ultimate number 10. Yeah, but he was the ultimate. Yeah, but hold on. I know he was under Sir Alex. Yeah, because we're roughly the same age, so I know. But what I'm saying is he was another one like Van Mata. He was played out of position.
Yeah, and didn't get enough chances. I think didn't play a lot.
That's all I'm saying. So
yeah, definitely. Was Carroll one season? Kagawa, I think, was one season. I believe he did leave after the first season, wasn't he? It was halfway through the.
No. He played under Moyes.
I believe. I thought he left. He left about January, didn't he? 1.5.
No. He left second season, the summer of 2014.
He didn't play much then. They didn't give him enough time.
No, Moyes didn't like him, but he did play under Moyes. I know he did.
We bought Mata instead, getting Mata instead. Are we going to move on to Jose Mourinho? This is where it gets really interesting, with Jose Mourinho. I could go through a lot of players Jose Mourinho signed. Let's go first. I've got a lot of names that I could throw at you. let's start with the loan. The loan was a loan. The swap deal, sorry. Let's start with that. Sanchez, failure, flop, ridiculous flop. Let's not even go there. 45 appearances, 5 goals. Shouldn't have happened. Shouldn't have signed him. Absolute rubbish. Lee Grant, 1.5 billion. Shouldn't have happened. Absolute rubbish. All right, let's go to Eric Bay, 30 million for 70 appearances for United. Oh, look at you. 70 appearances for United.
Who?
Eric Bay.
Yes, Eric Bay. Oh, yes, I remember. Oh, 2000. I remember going to the Charity Shield against Leicester. Do you remember the song they made about him and Vardy?
I don't. What was it? Sing it out.
I can't remember it. It was that long ago. I can't text my mate either because I don't remember it. I remember being at Wembley for the Charity Shield, and we all made a song up for Bailly and Vardy. Something about Vardy's not having a party because they're out Bailly or something. I can't remember what it was, but I'm sure if someone was at that game in a Charity Shield or does remember that, please put it on air because it was absolutely brilliant. And obviously, Jesse Lingard scored. Zlatan, obviously, that goal Zlatan scored right in front of me was literally. You just knew.
Was that the cup final?
No, it's Charity Shield, you mongo.
I thought you were talking about the cup final.
No, Charity
Sorry,
Shield.
mate. I was at that one.
That you were there, I was there, and that goal Zlatan scored. You just knew. I knew then when Zlatan scored. Knew that he's got to be the boy this season. I just knew when he scored that goal, he was going to be a problem in the Premier League. I just knew he was. Even at his age, he was going to be a problem.
Eric Bailly, he was
Eric Bailly, 2 injury prone for me. Injury prone, flop. He played all right, but he was a flop for me. No. Bring up his appearances. Bring up his appearances. What were they over the amount of time he played at United?
So he signed for under Jose Mourinho and Jose Mourinho's first season, of course. So that would have been obviously 2016, wasn't it? 2017.
Yeah.
He only made 70 appearances. 70 appearances in about 4-5 years.
And there you go. He's a flop.
And there you go. He's a flop. Mkhitaryan, flop. There's no even point to talk about Mkhitaryan. He had some good moments. Look.
What about his Scorpion offside kick, though?
Yeah, it was offside, yeah. At the end of the day, it was...
Whoa. Might have been offside, right? But it still counted.
It still counted, and the finish was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But he's a flop. Let's not talk about Mkhitaryan. Lukaku. Now, I've got a little stat about Lukaku, right? Lukaku scored 42 goals for Man United, right, in 96 games. 11 of those games came in his open 10 games. 11 of those goals.
Do you want me to give you a start?
Go on.
I don't care, mate.
He's rubbish.
I was embarrassed when we signed him.
He's like a bouncy castle. The ball used to bounce off him.
He was literally the wish version of Drogba.
Yeah. And that's, I think, so Jose Mourinho's looking for a Drogba, wasn't he?
Come on. Drogba was one of the best. Drogba was one of the best holding up players in the Premier League, and he played against. And people got to remember here, he played against proper defenders. You didn't play against what you get now.
No, softies.
The crap you get now. He played against Vidic, Rio. He played against name a few others. Sol Campbell, Jamie Carragher. Pansy, but he was still a little shite. I'm still getting used to this, Sal. He was still a little shy on the football pitch. Sammy Happier, I think, didn't he play against Sammy Happier? Yeah, he
Sammy
did. He signed in 2003. No, he signed in 2000. No,
yeah, then he played against a late Sammy Happier.
Sammy Happier was still a nasty person to play against.
He was a good player.
If he wasn't, mate, he wouldn't have won the Champions League. Simple as that.
He was a good player, but back then you look at the Arsenal team. You obviously look at Loren.
Yeah, but you've also got to look at in the Champions League as well of who Drogba played against. They weren't players that are like they are now, where you go back into him, put a little elbow in, and you go down like, "That's my chest, I'm having a heart attack! Oh my god!" Do you know what I mean? Though players didn't do that back then. Players give it back.
I know.
That's what I'm saying. And right now, you know,
people
you
don't
see
understand,
now,
mate. People don't understand.
People
like,
don't understand.
You could pick up. Right, we're talking about
the young viewers on this who are watching this, right? I'm going to tell you now, yeah, you don't understand how frustrated me, my age and upper, and like Sal and all his generation don't get when we see players the way we see them now, and then we talk about how it was back in our day. You don't understand. And even now, if I spoke to my dad's coming to see me tomorrow, by the way. Woo! Right? My dad will tell me, yeah, oh no, you think it was bad then. You want to watch how my era was in the 70s and 80s, yeah, and the 60s, right? But then if I go speak to my granddad, right, who, by the way, has said Duncan Edwards and George Best were two of the best players he ever saw live, by the way, and he was a Liverpool fan, yeah, would say, oh well, you didn't see Bobby Charlton, etc., etc. So it's always going to be like that. But what you got to understand is just from that era, they were proper footballers.
And this is the thing. This is the thing. You can't compare. I know we can't compare, but the thing is, your dad's era, our era, the 80s, it was a different world. It was a completely different world. These days, they're rich too soon. They're early. They're pampered too soon. Everything's on the plate. There's no street football anymore. There used to be such a thing as a street footballer. The footballer that used to play on the street, like
Wayne Rooney was the last street footballer.
Yeah, and that's
Wayne
what the game's
Rooney,
missing, in my opinion.
Wayne Rooney was the last street footballer. End of story.
Exactly. Shall we move? Who were we talking about? We're talking about him. Let's talk about Lindelof. He signed under Jose Mourinho. Still at the club, of course, doing his thing at the club.
Why is he not left? I don't understand. He's 30 years old. He needs to leave. He needs to. Well, is he? Yeah, he's 30.
So does Maguire.
He's a year. Yeah, but no, we're not getting into this today, Sal. We'll get into this in another episode. Maybe not the next one, but we'll get into this. Yeah, about all what you're going on about. Right, but what I'm saying is with Victor Lindelof, he gets injured very easy. He's always injured. He's not very physical. He's a great technician on the ball, and he's brilliant with his ball. I was about to say ball, so I was going to turn it gay then, but I'm sorry. Right, but what I'm saying is he's brilliant with his passing. Yeah, he's brilliant with his through balls. That's better. Political correctness, that is. Right. But what I'm saying is not good enough for me. He's not physical enough. Just isn't.
What we're going to do today, right?
Listen. No, hold on. Let me just say something. If Ireland can physically abuse him, right? I know I'm not saying anything because of political correctness, by the way. Yeah, and I don't want us to get banned on our second episode. Then he's not good enough for Man United.
I agree.
So you know what I mean.
I agree. He's passive.
All I'm going to say is even my daughter laughed at that.
No, let's read through some of this comments. Jose made our club a joke when we signed Pogba. Yeah, we're going to get into that. There's a lot to say about Paul Pogba. Ferguson when we paid 90 million.
Bro, we've got literally like 6 minutes.
Yeah, so we're going to go through Jose Mourinho, and then we're going to go on to... Next show, we're going to go on to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Ten Hag so far. So that gives us something to talk about. Let's finish.
We're going to do that, but hold on. Let's finish. I've got an idea. Let's finish on the news of today's Manchester United. Because I think that's quite refreshing. Because obviously people have heard our verdict on this.
Right, let's go through. Let's go through Ten Hag.
I feel like we just no. I don't mean the signings. I mean with the transfer news of what's going on today and things like that. Because you're up to date.
So in my past shows, I have 2 shows a day. I do Breaking Dawn. I know you do. Yeah. So the news today is Mazraoui
to hear on the side.
Yeah, that's the thing is the news today is Mazraoui. Wan-Bissaka going to West Ham. What do you make of that? What do you think of that? I got big respect for Wan-Bissaka last season.
Do you
Played
know
left
what?
back,
Right.
played right back.
Do you know what? Right. I love Wan-Bissaka. I love his defensive ways. I love his defensive moves. I know this isn't turning into a song either, by the way.
You got something there. I'm going to cut that. I love his defensive moves. I love his defensive ways.
Sounds like a Biggie song.
That's a dance song. I love his defensive moves. I love his defensive moves. That's what you need. That's a dance song, isn't it?
Oh yeah. But what I'm saying is oh, you completely knocked me off way close now.
Wan-Bissaka.
Right. I think we need to move forward. People are going to hate me for this. And to be honest, I love Wan-Bissaka before anyone starts hating on me. I think he was United's best defensive right back. But people have also got to understand, right? Wan-Bissaka gets caught out a lot of times. And I don't think this guy who we've got gets caught out a lot of times. I think he's going to be probably playing more than Dalot. And I'm not even exaggerating on this. I think he will. And I'll tell you why I think he will. Yeah? Because Dalot will play on the right-hand side of defence. That's why I think he'll play more than Dalot.
Now, we've got a comment from Raja and Mazarori is talking about the new Moroccan player from Bayern Munich. He's going to, there's one in, one out in regards to that. Mazarori can play left back. He can play right centre back. He can play right back.
Yeah,
it looks like we're going to leave the left back position.
I think, listen. Don't even think about putting him on left back position. All this crap that keeps coming out of, well, we need this and this. I think it's about time we start breeding Harry Hamas. Now, if people want to look at the tweets from last season, I raved about this kid. I said this kid next season will be close pushing for United's left back position. I really did. And Sal, if you want to go look through my texts, not texts,
I trust you,
sorry,
mate.
Twitter.
I trust you, mate. I trust you. Because I was picking him up as well. I was the same way.
Yeah, he was. And I thought this kid, and you see him on pre-season, honestly, I'm going to tell you now, this kid, 18 years old, is better than what Luke Shaw was.
I think so as well. And Luke Shaw said it himself.
That ball he put in for Adam, yeah, I've never seen Luke Shaw put a ball in like that, ever.
There you go. Can Mazaruri step into midfield? Rajat said, no, we don't want none of that.
No,
he's a defender, right back. We're getting Ugarte.
Hold on, who?
Mazaruri, right back. The player we're going after for Bayern Munich.
No.
The one who's going to play Wan-Bissaka.
No, we've got to stop this. No, we've got to stop this. Got to stop. This has got to stop. Can we fill this gap? Can we fill that gap? No, we need to get. Unfortunately, this is the era, right? Unfortunately for people, this is the era where you have to have specialists because everything is such a system, right? And I will prove to you that it's a system when everyone plays. Look at the United-Liverpool game in the FA Cup. Eric Ten Hag switched it up to absolute manic football. That system team of Liverpool's could not cope because we were all over the place. And that's how we beat them. Yeah? So, to this day,
survival
it's
football.
all about... Pardon?
That was survival football, wasn't it? It was just
No, it weren't, mate. It was crazy lunatic football that he knew would win him the game. Right? He knew having Garnacho and Ahmad on, would win him the game. He knew Virgil van Dijk could not cope with them two. Yeah? He knew, especially in extra time, he knew he couldn't. Yeah? So he put them on. Right? He went for absolute lunacy. Yeah? And he won. And the thing is, you look 20 years ago, if a team went for lunacy, your team would be upset. Your team would be set up ready for it already. because he
Kenny
knew how
Fan
to
TV, that
defend
was
properly.
chaotic football, mate. Yeah, absolutely spot on. That was chaotic football, Kenny Fan TV says. So Mazzaruri can play inverted
He knows,
fullback.
yeah, but because he knows I'm right. That's why.
Of course you are, mate.
That's why you're going greater than I am.
Who, me?
Yeah, you're.
No, that's a lie, mate.
Right. No.
That's
Listen.
That's
You know what?
That's definitely died. You got a tint in there. Don't give me that crap. You got a tint.
What, brother? I never.
Look at your beard's ginger. What are you talking about?
What do you mean? Do you know what, man? You're blocked.
I got a light on me. It's just flecked in the grey from the wall.
Yeah, whatever. I bet your missus in the background.
Night Rider.
Brother, I know for a fact.
Guy, mate.
brother, I know for a fact your wife is in the background right now, laughing her head off, knowing that you are wrong. Yeah? Don't you give me that.
Give it up. Let the grey. It's a blessing. It's wisdom, mate.
Brother, right, can I just say something, right? And I'm going to tell everyone
that's
in here.
Honest, mate.
No. I'm not going to be... Right, listen, I am as you well know, Sal, I am the least famous person on this ever, right?
What about the hat then, Mr. Cuba? What's good?
Right, do you know why I've got the hat on? Yeah? Because...
Right, go on.
Right, I'll tell you why I've got the hat, yeah? I bought the hat, right, because I was going to see my mate for the FA Cup final, yeah? And I thought... I said to my missus, I said, right, I'm going to buy a hat because if I wear it, he's going to be like, what are you wearing? Because obviously, he's never seen me wear anything like this, yeah? He's my best mate. He's a Liverpool fan, by the way. Yeah, whatever. But anyway, yeah. So I went to see him, right? And Ed sat and he went, what are you wearing that for? And I went, by that time, all the kids said, we're going to call you Summertime Ben from now on. Yeah?
You just need a cigar, mate.
So every time I put this hat on, all the kids say, "Oh, look, Summertime Ben's come out. He's happy." Yeah.
Toy Story, mate. You look like Toy Story.
You
look like Woody. Give Woody's hat back, mate. Give it back.
Do you know what? It's a good job we're on YouTube. It's a good job we've not got it.
It's been a pleasure. We have to carry this on. Next show, we're going to carry on these transfers.
I just want to say thank you again to everyone that's joined us on this. And I know it's been random, but that's why it's called Unfiltered, because it is random. We do want to go on a tandem. You know, we do digress, but that's what it's all about, digressing in football. On wormholes.
Is he back? Is he back? Here we go, Unfiltered. There
it's you, not me.
I ain't done nothing, mate. There's a
guest.
Hold on 1 second. Oh, that's you. Go on.
Yeah, whatever.
We're going to snap up the show. It's going to be another one. Listen, Unfiltered. It's going to get better. We're going to improve the show.
Night running. Can I just say something, right? You're on about black dye, yeah? Sal puts black dye on every single morning. He's like Danny Dyer.
I had once had dinner with Danny Dyer.
Danny Dyer, have you ever watched Always Sunny? Have you ever watched Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
I have never watched it.
Oh my God!
I'm going to watch it now.
Right. Danny Dyer comes in, I think either the second series or the third. Mate, you need to watch that show. I swear to God.
What's it called? Sunny.
No, Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It's on Netflix.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
If you can, try and get it. Whatever you're doing, we're not trying to get anyone arrested here, but if you can do it, whatever, try and get it, because they've cancelled certain episodes out because of, well, you'll see.
Oh, okay, I get you.
It's
no,
not,
we can find it.
It's not in any way racist or anything like that, but when it first started in 2005, you could get away with them things compared to what you can get away with 20 years ago now. That's all I'm saying. So if anyone's never watched Always Sunny in Philadelphia, go watch it. If you're offended, come and DM me. I don't care. Whatever.
Definitely. On that note, pal, we're gonna do this again. We've got to finish off. It's been a mad one. It's an action movie. Yeah,
it's been beautiful, my brother. It's been absolutely beautiful.
This is gonna get better as well. Don't worry. This is gonna get better. This is gonna get better. We're gonna bring people in. We're gonna bring people in on the show. and people are going to argue with us live on the show. So it's going to be like that. We're going to have some absolute madness. So,
as long as it's
guys,
not Rance and Saeed, we're all right.
Oh, Rance, well, he's Primark vest and he's fresh Evo cap.
I swear to God, I'll jump in my screen. That's how much I hate him.
I met this guy, right? I met this guy at the United.
We're not getting on it now. No, we're not getting on it.
I'll do it next show. I'll do it next show. I'll do it next show.
No, we're not doing nothing next show. We're not doing nothing next show. We don't air out anything. We're just talking about football. Remember that. Remember what we said. End the story.
I never said anything. Anyway, guys.
I know you didn't. I'm just trying to make myself feel good. I was that person here.
Yeah, we're still waiting for Here We Go.
Hey, wait, listen. I'm only joking because I think it's just see you next Tuesday anyway. I know about Rant, so.
I know. I got a lot to say because I met these guys and I know there's certain things that are hidden, and I got a lot to say about these guys, you know, and I've revved up a lot of anger in regards to these guys, and the thing is, you know, I shouldn't let it, but there is going to be big things going on in regards to them. They think they can ignore it, but don't worry about it. Things will occur on this show. We're going to grow together. This community is going to grow together. Number one, we are going to grow together. And that's the biggest revenge, is growing together and having a winning community of you guys. And obviously, we have Ben Jamin as well. I hope you like Jamin too. I do. So let's go. Let's do this, mate. Have a great night.
I'm off for a joint. I'll see you later, my fans and everybody else. Goodbye.
All the best, pal. Nice one.
All the best, and you, my brother.
Cheers, brother. Thanks. That was Unfiltered. Thank you so much, guys, for dropping by. You guys, absolutely legends. We will have more shows like this. It is Unfiltered. We do go off the rails. We do talk a lot of rubbish sometimes, but we also talk a lot of facts. So I might join the show in September. Yeah, it'd be great to have you on. Be great. We have a good laugh on here. It is the 7 o'clock show in England. Of course, it's late here in the UAE, but we carry it on. We carry it on, don't we? Big up, Irfan. It's still no Here We Go. Absolutely disappointing, Irfan. Hopefully, we'll get something soon. Manchester United are really taking their time, but don't be surprised. If something does happen during midnight, something could happen. We never know. You never know with Manchester United these days, do you? You never know. But that was an absolute laugh. Guys, I will keep you updated. Anything happens, anything occurs, I'm up all night. I will be here live. I'll be here live to bring you the latest news. But just be patient. Night Running, thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to smash a like. That's the most important. We go off the rails. We're professional. We have a laugh. We talk about all things Manchester United because that's what it's about. This show, we don't care. We don't care, as the meme says. But guys, much love to you. Have a great evening. Take it easy. Peace.